Hey, Kevin, how's it going over there?
So good, man. I get to victory lap with a movie that people have nothing bad to say about. It's so much preferable to bringing out a new movie where people are like, I got thoughts. This is all I want to do for the rest of my life. So from now on, no more new movies. I'm just going to bring out the old ones that everybody likes once a year. Like, hey, remember Clerks?
Love it. Well, we got to get right to it. So, my co-host is Drew Pearson, one of our great Dallas Cowboys, caught the Hail Mary, went in the Hall of Fame, and he's a New Jersey native, so he's all right.
Oh
So,
shit.
so we got to ask you, because we talk about this on the show, your Hail Mary moment, that moment in your life or career where you just had to go for it. I think this might be it, and maybe twice, right?
Ironically, one could say that, like, well, heavens, man, Dogma is a Hail Mary. I I knew the only time I was ever going to get that movie made was when we tried to make it because we were coming off of the heat of Chasing Amy, and Ben and Matt were coming off the heat of Good Will Hunting. So '97 was like a really good year for us professionally. And I'd written this script before I even started writing Clerks. It was called God back then, and before it was titled Dogma. It was like 150 pages. So I've been like tinkering with it every year ever since and whatnot. And it was the dream project for me. So much so that I was offered at one point, I was writing a script for Warner Brothers for Superman Lives. And so I had a meeting with the head of the studio at the time, Lorenzo Di Bonaventura, who went on to produce like the Transformers movies. So as head of the studio, he had me come over to his house. We ate, and he was like, "So," he's going, "Your Superman script I enjoy." He's going, "But like we have a lot more characters than just Batman and Superman. We're always just making Batman and Superman movies. There's a lot of DC characters, and you seem to know a bunch about them." He goes, "What if I put you in charge of a division where all you did was go through the comics and come up with new movies to make that aren't Batman or Superman?"
Mhm.
And essentially, years before Kevin Feige and Marvel, MCU existed, Lorenzo was offering me the DC version of that job. And all I could hear in the moment, rather than like, "Oh my God, you could make a Green Lantern movie or a Green Arrow movie or a Demon, Etrigan the Demon movie," all I heard was, "Dogma's not going to get made."
Mhm.
So I was like, as much as I would love to do that, that sounds amazing. I said, "But I got this movie I've been wanting to make forever. And so we're going to make it right now." Fletch, Son of Fletch, was a movie that I had made a deal with Universal that I was going to make. That also went by the wayside because I was like, I got to do Dogma. If I don't do Dogma now, it's never going to happen. So the Hail Mary to me isn't so much Dogma as Chasing Amy. We make Clerks, people like it. We make Mallrats, people like it now. Everyone hated it when it came out. Critics shit in its mouth. Movie made no money whatsoever. So Chasing Amy was me going, if I don't make something good, I'm out of this business. And so me, Ben, Joey, Jason Lee all had something to prove, them as actors and me as a filmmaker. So I was like, I got to write a classy movie. And that's what Chasing Amy was. Chasing Amy will always to me be like the Hail Mary I threw to sustain or hold on to my career as it was slipping away from me. And so Dogma isn't so much a Hail Mary to me, so much as like, that's the reward for the Hail Mary.
Mhm.
But what a great question. Fuck, man.
Yeah,
Nobody's ever
thank
said
you.
that.
Well, and the thing is a lot of it's your mindset too. And I know this business is tough, and you've seen all sides of it. But what do you keep in mind that kind of keeps you on that right path? Because a lot of people are looking up to you.
Honestly, I wish it was like something. I wish I could give you some statement of integrity that you'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah." It's not. It's desperation for relevancy. The whole career has been that. You know what I'm saying? Like from the moment I make Clerks, I'm like, "Please see this movie and make me relevant because it'll be in a conversation or something like that." So over 31 years of a career, I've gotten to do wonderful things and enjoy myself and make pretend for a living. But behind it all is the stink of desperation for relevancy. Every time I'm doing something, I was like, God, I hope they still care about me.
And what is it that's a lasting impression about this movie that I think people are about to see because so many people picked up cameras because of this movie?
Oh my God, from your lips to God's ears. I think a lot of people, this movie's tied in with good memories of their childhood or their younger lives. Having been just on tour with the movie every night, 2 night shows a night, I got to see 500 to 1,000 people who were overpaying to see Dogma. And some of them are there because they saw it with their grandmother when they were a kid and their grandmother loved this movie. Some of them are there because they went on a first date with a girl who they now have 6 kids with, and it's my fucking fault, they say. Some of them are bringing their kids for the first time because this was the movie that helped them bridge back to their faith when they were a kid, or bridge away from it and grow, or something like that. So everyone's got different reasons for going in. And, very few are like, oh, I'm there just because this is a good ass movie. Most of them are there because they're like, this movie played a role in my life. And
Mhm.
as a storyteller, I'll take that. Like when you're a kid, you just hope people like what you do. But the older you get, I'm like, I'm just delighted that I did a thing that plays such an integral role in somebody's life. Like I know what that is. I have Jaws is that movie for me, where it's like, oh my god, I could tell you every time I watched it, who I watched it with, how me and my father would talk about it and shit like. So because of that, the movie has more significance than just an average movie to me. And I feel like a lot of people going to Dogma are going for that same reason, and some people getting dragged along by people going, "You never saw this? You got to see this movie."
Yeah. And what do you want people to take away from this film? Because there's so much going on here, and I think the discussion is even different than it was when it first came out.
True. There's a line in the movie which seems to really still play for people based on the Q&As I've been doing for the last month at all the screenings on tour. There's a moment in the movie where Chris Rock's character Rufus is talking about the difference between a belief and an idea. He's like, belief, you're mired in it. It's very hard to change a belief. People go to war, people die over a belief. An idea is more malleable. It's easier to change. You can have a good idea, and you can have a better idea, and it can change. You have to be open to change. And people aren't open to change when they have a fixed belief structure. That seems to have aged incredibly well. It worked well in the movie when it came out in 99, but that came up time and time again during Q&A with people being like, that line means something to me and has made a big difference in my life. So hopefully that's what they walk away with from this screening, is like, a belief structure is very rigid and doesn't allow for growth. Whereas having an idea, it makes you more malleable, open to change, open to growth, open to enlightenment.
Yeah, beautifully said. Well, thank you so much for making this and for putting it back out because we've all been missing it and can't wait to see it on the big screen. And thank you for influencing everybody. We got a lot of great filmmakers because of you.
Oh my God, you're giving me far too much credit, but I'll take it. That means the world. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again soon, Kevin.
Such a pleasure, Paul. Thank you.
Appreciate it.